Hi, I'm Dr. Sarah Graham, founder of Creative Building Performance, and I would like to extend a warm welcome to the first in our series of videos looking at all things performance related in the context of the built environment. In last week's blog, we looked at how ESG is shaping the future of property management. This week, I'd like to pick up on a topic that is receiving a lot of airtime at the moment and one that I am passionate about, and that is the use of data in helping companies to have a positive impact. ESG reporting in the asset management space is not new. Recently, the financial sector is paying closer attention as a result of rising awareness of the materiality of climate change impacts and pressure from consumers. This is highlighted this week by the FCA calling for greater scrutiny on companies' ESG claims to ensure that activities are actually delivering the outcomes stated. This level of focus will accelerate the need for real measurement and verification of ESG claims. There's also a lot of discussion around the role of data in demonstrating ESG performance and value. The approach to ESG data management and disclosure across all sectors is ripe for digital disruption. According to a recent McKinsey article on the way ESG creates value, demonstrating the link between ESG and value has been challenging. But with emerging platforms and dashboards that help the data speak, the opportunity to do this is becoming more feasible. The McKinsey article suggests that the outcomes of bringing your ESG data and management to a digital platform must enable firms to own their ESG narrative by accurately communicating the company's performance to different stakeholders, to better explain the connection between sustainability and operational financial performance, avoid perceptions of greenwashing by demonstrating a commitment to accountability and credibility through coherent commitments, actions and performance, support the process of continuous improvement, define, measure, manage, report, demonstrate the company's leadership in accounting for and managing the ESG issues most material to their business. I think we can all agree that this focus on transparency and real commitment from business does have a positive impact on people, planet and prosperity. I'd just like to look very briefly at some of the opportunities around data in terms of performance. A 2019 KPMG survey found that asset management part of the life cycle is the area most likely to benefit from investment in digital technology. Many of the processes in the operational phase are simple and repetitive and therefore ideally suited to automation. Real-time asset performance data is identified as an area of high value, followed by building optimization and customer data. The Centre for Digital Built Britain Information Management report published last month supports the view that implementation of information management in the operational phase is not yet fully formed. This is where the largest proportion of spend lies in the asset life cycle, so even a 1% improvement in data related to equipment purchasing, for example, can result in significant capital savings. Customer engagement is highlighted as an opportunity for real estate firms within the KPMG survey. However, the report suggests that it falls below traditional objectives of financial management, deal decisions, reporting and forecasting. Some examples of the use of data for customer engagement include enterprise platforms aimed at connecting landlords with tenants to find out what matters to them in light of COVID and ESG reporting on the increase. At the same time, investors are looking to data and analytics platforms to enable reporting on non-financial issues, risks and opportunities with the same rigour as financial information. There's also a trend towards tenants looking for smart buildings that can monitor air, water, equipment maintenance, power consumption and occupant well-being. A good data and information management strategy can help organisations to respond quickly to the changing demands, and coupled with cloud-based analytics and visualisation, performance can be communicated to internal stakeholders and externally to the wider market. The last point to make in relation to business opportunities around data and information management is the fact that data itself has inherent value. Smart real estate and data analytics are the two largest technology trends in the real estate sector right now. Both deal with the collection of digital data and value generation from that data. Data produced by smart devices and tenant platforms becomes a financial asset as well as improving real estate processes. Data and analytics can provide insight into buying behaviours, development decisions, investment planning, and carbon reduction. The insights are then used to inform decisions and improve business outcomes. We'll look in more detail at some of the technologies in use in an upcoming instalment. So, we've looked at some of the opportunities arising from the use of data, particularly related to asset management. There are also significant challenges to be considered as part of the data-driven performance process. Companies are at different stages on their ESG reporting and data strategy journey and already have large amounts of data at their disposal. Some of the challenges highlighted within the various reports and surveys have been discussed for a long time. Quality data remains one of the major roadblocks to evaluating and integrating sustainability and ESG for investors and customers alike. Data is often siloed and accessed on an ad hoc basis by individual teams. The KPMG survey found that 75% of respondents use Microsoft Excel as the primary analytics tool. Often there is crossover in data being used by different parts of the business, but the efficiencies of inputting data once, a single source of truth, are missed. Data quality and the sheer amount of data have been identified as challenges with respect to the adoption of data and information management. Within the context of the built environment, assets themselves generate considerable amounts of data that can be utilised to examine performance and identify opportunities for improvement. And the amount of data that's generated is set to grow exponentially with the advancement of low-cost sensors, smart devices, and IoT. So the time to develop strategic data and information management programme is now. So how can asset owners, managers, investors and operators move forward and effectively demonstrate their positive impact while minimising risk and expense? Getting started would be the simple answer to that question. Start small and build over time. For example, net zero timelines are a big concern for firms in the ESG sphere right now, with huge pressure being played out in public. So this seems like a really good starting point for a wider ESG strategy. Set clear targets. In the net zero example, which scope are you going to focus on first? What is your sort of timeline, your target date for achieving the net zero carbon status? Define a strategy to achieve the targets, obviously. So within, again, the net zero carbon scenario, we would be looking at reducing energy demand, optimising on-site renewables, looking at carbon offsets using our recognised framework. Define the roles and responsibilities within that. Who is responsible for providing what type of information, at what frequency, what format do we want it in, how do we want it to be provided. Then do a review of data requirements. So again, looking at the net zero carbon scenario, what data is required within the strategy that we've set? What data do we already have? Where do we need to invest in augmenting data? One of the sort of areas of focus at the moment is trying to replace manual upload of information related to energy bills, energy consumption, using automated feeds, which is obviously facilitated by meters and sensors and things installed within the building. So that's quite a good example of moving to a more digital and therefore automated process of providing the right information in the right format at the right time. An important one is to connect the data across the business so that the same information is being repurposed by different teams. Typically, currently, reporting, actual written reports are used to communicate the strategies and then to sort of review performance against that on an annual basis. There might be guides for property teams or tenants. There might be toolkits looking at, again, for the net zero carbon scenario, how to reduce energy consumption in their business activities. Alternatively and growingly, that information can all be stored and visualised via a cloud-based platform. It's a central repository for all relevant information with automated reporting, dashboards to communicate performance to stakeholders in a live and interactive environment. And then ongoing monitoring. So the exercise doesn't stop with the creation of a platform or a dashboard or whatever. It relies on consistent updating of that information, maintaining the single source of truth, and then regular reviews as well to ensure that you are on track to achieve your goals within the timescales that you've set. So that brings us to the close of our inaugural video. I hope you've found this useful. There is a blog to accompany this video as well. We would like to hear from you, so please do connect with us via the website at www.creativebuildingperformance.co.uk. Follow us on LinkedIn and Twitter and let us know what you think. We look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.